Good afternoon, class. I am Glenn Habagat, your teacher today. Before we start our discussion, may I request Gail Habagat to lead a prayer.
For the Catholic sign of the cross, in the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen. Dear Heavenly Father, please grant us the grace to surrender everything to you. Help us to be open to new way. Help us to trust in your fatherly goodness and guidance. Help us to stay close to you in prayer as you reveal yourself as more and more each day. Help us to become the person you want us to be. Help us to do things you want us to do and say the things you want us to say. Help us to less concerned with the others are doing and saying and be more concerned that we don't miss any opportunities to bring your love to others. Amen.
Amen. Once again, good afternoon, class.
Good afternoon.
You may now
sir.
take your seat. Our topic for today, we're going to discuss teaching and learning vocabulary. But before that, allow me to present to you our objective. It is our goal after our discussion. At the end of the lesson, the students are expected to learn new vocabulary words. Next, understand their meaning in the text and use them correctly in the sentence. Shall we? What is vocabulary? Can you read, Sairami?
1530's list of words with explanations from medieval Latin vocabularium, a list of words from Latin
Okay, thank you. Accordingly, vocabulary is a list of words with explanation. For example, I will give you an example vocabulary words. Accord, which means it is an agreement. It comes from medieval Latin word vocabularium. Another definition of vocabulary is the body of words in a particular language. It is another definition of vocabulary. A vocabulary is a set of familiar words within a person's language. Where is the goal here? The body of words in a particular language. A list of words from Latin vocabularium word. It is a name, noun, from vocare to name call, which is related to vox or genitive voces. There are two additional definitions of vocabulary. It is all of the words in a language. For example, we have here an example. New words are constantly being added to vocabulary of English. There are some words that has been added or that have been added in English vocabulary. Another definition of, here's the example of the additional definition, which is the number 1. The second definition of vocabulary is the words used in particular context. It is in number 2. Kung imuhang gikuha kay medicine, dapat you have a rich knowledge or you have a lot of vocabulary. Dapat daghan kag nahibalaan sa when it comes medicine. The words used in particular context. For example, I have listed here 3 examples if I'm not mistaken. Read the example, Sarah Mihabagat.
A. If you want to an MBA, you need to improve business vocabulary.
Okay, thank you. In business context, dapat na akay mahibalaan nga related sa business. Can you please read Gail Habagat? The second example.
Okay. My neighbor is a doctor, so he has extensive medical vocabulary.
So taas kay siya og kaalam sa vocabulary when it comes sa medicine. Dapat daghan tag matun-an kay ana man siya the words used in particular context. Basahan ninyo kamong duha.
I bought a book on the vocabulary of slang.
Slang words daw. Dapat dagi tay mga words nga slang. Like, for example, if I'm not mistaken, the word cashier. Di ba atong pagbasa sa cashier kay cashier. Cashier, cashier. I don't know if it is the right word that can refer as a slang word. Last. No, it is not the last. A last definition. Number 3. Can you please read? Syrami again?
The words an individual person knows.
The words an individual person knows. Di man jud ko mutuo nga kamo wala mo'y inyong kawali nga vocabulary. Naagid mo'y nahibal-an nga wa pud ko nahibal-an nga vocabulary words.
Yes.
So ang example nato is, can you please read Gail Habagat?
The teacher says that my vocabulary is good.
O di ba? Compliment. Giignan siya nga daghan kay siya umaayo siya when it comes vocabulary. Muna siya ang tulo nga gidefine unsa ang vocabulary. Sunod nato is I'm so busy. Next, nato is I have listed here different types of vocabulary. There are 4 types of vocabulary. The first one is taman.
Listening.
Very good. Listening vocabulary is our first types of vocabulary. A vocabulary refers to the words we must understand to communicate effectively. Listening vocabulary. Unsa may but pa sa but ana? Mamati lang ba ka?
Yes.
Pakibasa niyo yung duha.
Refers to the words we need to know to understand what we hear.
Or refers to the words unya ako hala ko yaw-yaw dinhi. Igo lang ba mo mamati without understanding sa akong gipag-istorya ng mga bag-ong vocabulary? Dapat inyo hapong pamation og insakto kung unsa ang ako ang ginaistorya para inyuhang masabtan. Ikaduha nga types of vocabulary.
Reading vocabulary.
Speaking. Natay, tinatawag na speaking vocabulary. So, what does it mean? Can you read Gail Habaga?
Speaking is a consist of the words we use when we speak.
Speaking vocabulary consists of the words. Kung mag-istorya ba ko wala by words nga mogawas?
Naa.
Naagyod. Nga ato ang ginagamit kada
Adlaw.
adlaw kada istorya nato. Nagi words nga gagawas. Another types of vocabulary is
Reading vocabulary.
reading vocabulary. What does it mean again? Reading vocabulary. Pakibasa sa Irami.
The major ingredients of vocabulary building is reading.
Okay. Kinahanglan, kung magbasa ta, gakadunggan ba ninyo kung magbasa mo?
Yes.
Yes.
Kung magbasa mo, kung inyong madunggan, dili ra ba nyo istorya? Igo ra ba nyo itago?
No.
No, we need to understand.
We need to understand through
Vocabulary.
reading
Vocabulary.
Napade siya'y sumpay. I forgot. O, diba? Or writing. The last one
It's writing.
is writing
Vocabulary.
vocabulary. Unsa iyang definition? Unsa iyang bot pasabot sa writing vocabulary? Pakibasa.
Words recap while expressing ourselves through writing are termed.
Kung ginapasulat mo og reflection, after ninyo tan-aw or reflection or reaction kung naman mo ka ng ginatan-aw, ginabasa. Kung inyong mong ipasulat mo, napa siya'y sumpay. As writing vocabulary are termed as writing vocabulary. Kung magsulat ta, dapat daghan ka og you are rich sa vocabulary. Dapat daghan kag idea through listening, makatuon ka. Music. Pwede po ka mamati sa watching movies. Speaking. Kung pamati nimo sa isa ka music na magitay matun-an. Speaking vocabulary, kung natin matun-an, atong istorya. Sa ato ang pag-istorya, di ba, buta makaingon nga, di ta kabalo basa. Kabalo man ta mo basa. Kung atong pagbasa nato, ato po na yung take down note, atong sulat. Kay para dili nato siya limtan. And then, okay. Let's proceed to the levels of vocabulary. By level, de gihapon. Na de level ang vocabulary. Nangatay, ginatawag na Tier 1. Tier 1 or ginatawag na tuog basic vocabulary. Basic lang siya. Pakibasa, Gail.
Tier 1 consists of the most basic words. These words rarely require direct instruction and typically do not have multiple meanings. Sight words, nouns, verbs, adjectives, and early reading words occur at this level.
So, yung inyo, do not have multiple meanings. Wala ni daghan nga kuan pa niya, ana. For example, nata example, ana. Digid mawala ang ato ang
Example.
example. So, tier
1.
1. So, saan yung mga example sa Rami?
The example is book, girl, sad, run, and dog.
Muna siya basic. Diba?
Example.
Basic example sa
Taiwan.
Tier 1. There are about 8,000 word families in English included in Tier
One.
One. Now, let's proceed to the tier
Two.
2. Ang tier 2 pod kay murag lisod-lisod na gid siya. Unsa man ang tier 2? High frequency or having multiple meaning in vocabulary. Pakibasa ang Cyramis sa tier 2.
Tier 2 consists of high-frequency words that occur across a variety of domains. That is, these words occur often in mature language situations such as adult conversations and literature, and therefore strongly influence speaking and reading.
O strongly influenced daw sa speaking
Vocabulary.
and
Reading
reading
vocabulary.
vocabulary. Natay example nga naapoy nanay multiple meanings. The following is the list of standards in tier 2 words. Naadi ay type ka ng gina-follow nga standards para makaingon ta nga kuani siya tier 2 high frequency having multiple definition or meaning. Important for reading comprehension. Dapat kabaluta magsabot sa ato ang gibasa. Ikaduha, dapat ang word nga ato ang mapili at ang word nga atong ginabasa nada siya mga klase-klase nga meaning having multiple meanings or definition. Used across a variety of environments or in generalization na siya. Characteristic of mature language user. Murag makainta nga gamator po ni siya sa kanang kung kisa tumag gamit. Mature. Kamo, pwede naman mo. Increase descriptive vocabulary or words that allow students to describe concept in detailed manner. Sa tier 2 words, most important words for direction because they are good indicators of a student's progress through school. Example of tier 2 words are masterpiece, fortunate, industries, measures, and benevolent. There are about pila man?
8,000 word families in English included in Tier 1.
Okay, mali ni siya. Dili ni siya sa
Tier
Tier
1.
1. Muli siya ganina ang 8,000. Mo proceed na ta sa
The following.
Tier 3 na ta. Dili na tangan ang atuang level sa unsa man nga level?
Vocabulary.
Vocabulary. Pakibasa dungan.
Type 3 consists of low-frequency words that occur in specific domains. Domains include subjects in school, hobbies, occupation, geographic regions, technology, weather, etc.
Example.
Example of Tier 3 words are economics, isotope, asphalt, revolutionary, war, and Greek.
So, lisod na gid kay siya. Context specific. Specify na gid kay siya. Detailed na siya. Economics. Murag broad. Kaya daghan man tag klase sa kuan sa
Economics.
economics, geographic regions, revolutionary war. The remaining 400,000 words in English fall in this 400,000 words. Kamo pila man yung nahibalan nga words? Bana-bana ninyo. Gamay ra ba ang 10,000 words?
Yes.
5,000?
Maybe 70.
70. It is important to remember that Tier 2 and 3 words are not clear-cut in their tier classification. There is more than one way to select the words. Word knowledge is subject to personal experience. For dito na ta sa ato ang list of vocabulary words. Wait. So now, let's proceed to,
List of vocabulary.
I have listed here 8 vocabulary words para at the end of the lesson, naamoy
Tunan.
tunan. So first word, how can you read this one?
Exigent.
Exigent. Kung sa may buot pasabot ani, kaning exigent. Ato ni siyang mahibalaan, pag-abot sa nato, unsa nato paggamit sa
Use in a sentence.
sentence. What types of speech is exigent?
Adjective.
Adjective. What's something adjective? Used to describe
Antonyms.
noun, verb. Unsa man yung antonyms? Ang antonyms sa exigent is imploring. Imploring. Ato to na yung mahibalaan at the end of the
Use in a
Use in a
sentence.
raw in use in a sentence. Pero before ta mo proceed ani ato sang subject kung unsa iyahang definition. So unsa man ang iyahang synonyms? Fossil. Dili ni siya fossil ha.
I'm sorry.
Fossil.
Fossil.
Fossil. Natay antonyms, naputay synonyms sa
Exigent.
exigent. So, unsa may bot pa sa bot? Unsa may ang definition sa exigent? Pakibasa.
Requiring immediate aid or action.
O dapat daw kuno. Unsa may bot pa sa bot?
Required.
Required? Ang exigent? Ato sa siyang gamiton sa
Sentence.
okay. Dito ta sa sentence para mahibalaan
Masabtan.
gyud nato kung sa bot pa sa bot sa exigent kay unsa man lugar ato mo tong aim nga at the end of the lesson dapat namin mahibalaan makabalo mo og unsaon paggamit sa sentence
Sentence. Sa exigent.
sa exigent. So unsa man yang example? The patient has an exigent need for medication. Unsa yung bot pa sa bot sa exigent? Agaran o kinahanglan na gyud nga tambalan. Kailangan na kailangan ang bot pasabot sa
Exigent.
exigent. So nakabalo na mo
Yes.
nga kinahanglan gyud
Uh,
agaran requiring immediate aid or
action.
action. Mo na siya bot pasabot sa
Exigent.
Ikaduha nato nga words is
Raise.
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 Raise is different from raise.
Raise.
Raise. What types of speech?
Verb.
Verbs because it is an action
Word.
word. Same lang yapon na to. Ayaw na itong hibalaan kung dili na ta sa
Sentence.
kinalasan. Unsay antonym sa raise?
Building.
Okay, very good. Build.
Build.
Yang antonyms. Ayahang synonyms, kung nanong gito ni klaro nung kayo, pag dili build, o saan na magiging ang synonyms?
Demolish.
Demolish. Very good. Okay. Demolish or
Overthrow.
overthrow. Ano ba yung definition niya? Kinakabalo naman mo build, demolish. Ang raise, iyang synonyms is demolish. So, unsa man iyang definition?
To destroy.
To destroy, kay naan naman tay,
Demolish.
mo niyang definition sa raise.
To destroy.
To
Destroy.
destroy. How can we use in a sentence gamit ang raise? Natay, gapoy, example. Pakibasa, Gail.
The old tenement house was raised to make room for the large chain store.
O sa may but pa sa but lugar ani nga sentence. Ayang giingon, giguba kay para
Magbuhat og utro.
magbuhat og
Reconstruct.
Room.
chain store. Ilan ang gituyo og
Guba.
Guba.
guba kay ang usad ako ng raise
To destroy.
to destroy. Another. Number 3.
Door.
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 Door. Door is different from door. How can you, in phonetic pronunciation, door,
Door.
round your lips,
Door.
round your mouth, and pull back your lips. Door.
Door.
Door. Like four. Four. Door.
Door.
Unsa man po yun? Unsa man po ni siya nga types of speech?
Adjective.
Adjective. Adjective. Antonyms.
Friendly.
Friendly. Iyahang antonyms. Pura bright ka sa English. Unsa iyang synonyms kay friendly man daw iyang antonyms sa door. Unsa naman po iyang synonyms kay friendly man?
Steer and friendly.
Stare and friendly. Kanila ang akong gikuan kay moro man siya sayon pero daghan kani siya og synonyms related sa door, related siya sa antonyms.
Antonyms.
Kana lang kay over na kay daghan na kay bulak-bulak ato ang akong items. Unsay man naman po definition?
Gloomy in manner.
Gloomy in manner. Nakakita ka sa ako ang definition diri.
Such intelligent.
Gloomy in manner. How can we use in a sentence? Naantay? Definition sa irami pakibasa kay Bright man kag English.
The doorman would not laugh at any of the comedian's joke.
So sa ibot pasabot ani sa iyahang definition ay sa iyahang example, the doorman would not laugh at any of the comedian's joke. Ang smiling. Dili siya friendly bisag unsaon og pakatawa sa mga comedian. Dili siya ga
Katawa.
kay unsa man siya?
Door.
Door
Man.
man. Unfriendly. Unfriendly siya. Gloomy in manner. Di siya musabay sa iyahang mga
Katawa. Mga joke.
Tao
Mga
sa palibot.
jokes. Another natay animated. Animated. Sorry to pronounce the first. Animated. Animated. Another siya sa list of vocabulary. Dapat makibalogin mo ani at the end of the lesson because I will going to ask you what is your learnings towards my discussion. Unsa man ang types of speech?
Adjective.
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 Saan ka?
Animated, anime. Adjective. Yang antonyms again. Balik-balik yung itaan ni. Unsa man iyahang oy. Unsa man ang iyahang antonyms?
Lifeless.
Lifeless,
Animated.
inanimate.
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 Sorry.
Animated, inanimate. Unsa naman pud ang iyahang and synonyms? Unsa may ang oy nabali. Unsa man ang iyahang
Alive and vibrant.
alive? Catchy siguro, interested, vibrant or colorful. Animated. Unsa na po yung definition? What is the definition of animated? Daghan kaayo ta, napatay.
Lively.
To define animated, I wrote only
lively,
Lively. One word to describe
animated,
lively. How can we use in a sentence again? I have another example. I have a lot of examples listed. Pakibasa guy.
An animated conversation.
An animated conversation. What does it mean? Lively conversation.
animated.
Vibrant. Interesting.
Yes.
Okay. Dagan kay ko gilista nga I have written
Words.
different
Words.
vocabulary words for you to learn. Natay. Banami. Banami.
Bottom.
Sabot pasabot na pod. Unsa iyang types of speech.
Noun, I think.
Noun. Natay. Noun. Right mo kay mo ba? Antonyms. Sige, ako lang isulat. Ako na naibutan din hiyahang. Antonyms.
Coolness,
Coolness
and
and
Coldness.
coldness. Napud tay.
Synonyms.
Synonyms nga. Geniality and cordiality.
Cordiality.
Kung sa iyang definition.
cheerful, and
Cheerful and
Friendliness.
friendliness. Pakibasa ninyong duha ang yahang example used in a
Hannah
sentence.
is a famous
For her bonhomie.
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 Without pronouncing H. Bonhomie.
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 Hannah is famous for her
Bonhomie.
cheerful and
Friendly.
friendliness. Let's proceed to palliate. 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 Palliate.
Poly.
Type of speech.
Verb.
Verb because it is an action
Words.
word. Sorry. Synonyms. Antonyms rather. To
Expose.
expose, mitigate,
Mitigate.
mitigate,
Mitigate.
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 Synonyms rather.
Gloss and whitewash.
Whitewash. Definition.
Less.
Less
severe.
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 Less severe. Dili ra kaayo ang palliate. How can you use in a sentence? Guile,
Treatments work by palliating symptoms.
migana daw kuno through migana ang treatments
Less.
Less severe.
less severe. Palliating symptoms. The second to the last,
Incisive.
incisive.
Incisive. Sorry.
Types of speech.
Adjective.
Adjective. Antonyms. Vague.
Vague and
Rambling.
rambling.
Rambling. Synonyms.
Sharp,
Sharp
and
and
keen.
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 Yung definition.
Clear thinking.
Clear thinking. Yahang. How can we use this
In a sentence.
in a sentence?
Clear thinking.
Pakibasa yung duha. Sabay. 1, 2, 3, go.
She was incisive critic. Incisive.
She was incisive
Critic.
critic. Clear thinking. Or the way siguro siya nga mag-criticize someone or to judge kay okay lang, mura na siya pero hindi siya in a good behavior dili siya kanang ginatawag na tuog dili kay maanghang yahang mga criticism. Last but not the least, how can we pronounce this word?
Tired.
Tyrant.
Tyrant.
Tyrant. Dili na tirade. Tyrant.
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 Tyrant. Tyrant.
Types of speech.
Noun.
Noun. Antonyms. Guess.
Praise.
Praise and compliment.
Oh my goodness.
Praise and compliment.
Kung may kabaligtaran sa praise o compliment, guess.
Attack.
Attack. And
Rant. Attack and rant.
My God, mga bright ka mga estudyante karon panahon na. Definition.
Criticism. I think.
Criticism and accusation.
Oh, accuse.
Accuse. How can we use in a sentence? Kasama na ito ni?
A
A
tirade
tirade
of
of
abuse.
abuse. Accuse and abuse.
Abuse. These are some vocabulary listed on this instructional materials. That's the end of the lesson. But before that, please, as many as you can, list some words, vocabulary words, and provide its definition. Or if you are be able to use in an example, to use in a sentence, you can provide as many as you can. Okay. Use you have your own paper, notebook rather, and pen. I will give you 3 to 5 minutes. After ninyo ana, pag-state mo og isa lang para may bala na tuog nakatuon bagid mo how to use a vocabulary word in a sentence. How can we pronounce this one?
Facade.
Fossil. This one.
Tyrant.
Tyrant.
Door.
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 Door. Exigent.
Exigent. Okay, continue. Okay, that's enough. Put your pen down and you will go first. Please state at least one. Stand up.
My words is artifact,
Artifact.
and the type of speech is noun.
Noun. Okay, go. What is the definition of artifact? And use it in a sentence.
The definition is a remaining piece from an extinct culture or place.
Okay. How
The
can you use it in a sentence?
sentence is the scientists spent all day searching the cave for artifacts from the ancient Mayan civilization.
Interesting. Daghan kay mga scientists, mga archaeologists nga gapangutkot pa sila para mangita og artifact para ilang sadihan or ilang i-store mula sa museum para na makabalo kita nga Naapay nang inabuhi nga mga tao sa unang panahon daghan tag wala hibalaan nga nagpabilin nga misteryo. Pero ang mga scientists wala gyapon kaundang. Mo nang nagbaya sila ang mga artifact as an evidence. Okay, you can go.
I've listened a lot of vocabulary, but one of this vocabulary is
Oh, you have
garish.
you have written your take down notes a lot of vocabulary words.
Vocabulary.
Interesting.
And this vocabulary word is garish.
Garish.
And type of speech is adjective, and
Adjective.
its definition is gaudy in bad taste. And
How can you use it in a sentence?
I use in the sentence as Mr. Watson has poor taste and covers every object in her house with a garish gold lane.
Okay. Kabaljo ko nga namati, di siguro mo sa ato ang discussion. Okay, that's the end of our lesson. Next meeting, we're going to discuss the skills that you are going to acquire or you have acquired in our next discussion. Thank you and goodbye.
Goodbye.
Thank you, ma'am. Sir,